At VolleyMetrics, we are predictive analytics for volleyball. We are Moneyball for the sport of volleyball. Our founder, Giuseppe Vinci, 5.5 years ago on his way back from having coached at the Beijing 2008 Olympics and finishing 4th with the Italian team just off the medal stand, read Moneyball on his flight home. And Giuseppe thought to himself, I could do this predictive analytics thing for the sport of volleyball. It probably would have given us a competitive edge at the 2008 games. So he came home and developed some statistical models, Moneyball-like models, for the sport of volleyball. We partnered with 3 programs, 3 teams, the BYU men's and women's volleyball programs, both top 15 programs nationally, and the USA women's volleyball team, finding out whether predictive analytics could really give them a competitive edge in the sport of volleyball. The results were astounding, leading to the 2012 U.S. women's silver medal at the London 2012 Games. Predictive analytics gave that team a competitive edge. That helped us understand on the canvas there would be one potential value proposition. This predictive analytics was a core part of who we are. So we went out. Could we monetize this as a potential service? Could we make it a business? We partnered with 3 teams in the collegiate space that we had good relationships with already, and they immediately began paying us for these predictive analytics services. That worked great, but we had a hiccup. The data they were giving us for us to run our predictive analytics in volleyball was insufficient. It was poor data. Our inputs for the predictive analytics were subpar. We wondered, do we need to pivot and do something to collect the data ourselves? So we got out in the marketplace and interviewed 64 collegiate coaches and 11 professional coaches globally to find out whether they would have interest not just in these predictive analytics, but this additional service we could offer them of collecting the data, doing the video breakdown ourselves so we could control the quality coming in so our predictive analytics would actually maximize their potential. 100% of those 75 coaches across the globe we interviewed said, absolutely, we would love to save all the time we would save if you did the data collection and analysis and predictive analytics yourselves. It would save them on average 20 to 40 hours per week, getting them back to coaching their teams to more championships. So we got out in the marketplace and began offering that as a service: video breakdown, data analysis, and predictive analytics. 4 of the customers that were most excited, we piloted it with them. Those 4 began letting us collect the data, do the video breakdown, and then offer them the predictive analytics. They all had great success, and we had success because they paid us for our services. Suddenly, we were learning more about our value proposition. We thought we were just predictive analytics, and I'll show you that in a moment. But these 4 customers we piloted that with, they all had rave reviews, including especially the time conservation we were giving them. 20 to 30 hours a week in time savings. Over $1,500 a year one team was saving just from us doing the video breakdown alone. We understood more about who we were. We were not just predictive analytics now in our value prop. We were also a video breakdown and data collection service. No one else in the market was offering either one of these. We didn't think that would be a business opportunity, but it ended up being a viable business and a key activity for us, this video breakdown, not just the predictive analytics. Now that we knew who we were, our supply chain looked like this. Coaches would record matches, they'd upload it up to us at VolleyMetrics. We would then do the breakdown and get them these predictive analytics and the data analysis back to them. But once again, we faced some havoc in our supply chain. The quality of the video they were sending us and the predictability of the timing was uncontrollable. It was insufficient. We weren't able to break down everything we wanted in the right way because of the quality of what they were sending us. And we certainly cannot control the delivery of our timing to them, or the timing of our delivery to them. So we pivoted. We took an assumption. Could we instead do it like this? Could we handle the recording of the matches? Could they automatically be uploaded without coaches involved in that supply chain to our VolleyMetrics servers? Could we then break it down and then send it back to the coach, eliminate that part of the supply chain issue? We got out and we tried it. We installed IP cameras that would automatically upload to our servers the matches at 11 of the top collegiate programs in the country. These 11 loved our end-to-end solution. We took the pain of video breakdown, data analysis, and this added competitive advantage of predictive analytics out of their hands. They all had great success, and each one of them loved that we handled it, point A to point B, and at the end, they just had their dashboard telling them where they should invest their time. We learned more about our key activities. Suddenly, recording matches was part of our value prop. We added another pivot, a new value proposition opportunity. And we had a key partnership in Stone Security, with whom we partnered to buy the cameras and then install them in our clients' facilities. Now that we knew who we were and our supply chain, we knew we had to have an MVP. So we did, and this is where it stands today, our screenshot right now of what coaches are using on their dashboard. In one fell swoop, they can look at any small clip they want of a player hitting a particular ball. They can look at the metrics at an individual or a team level. They can do the same thing for their opponents at the team and more granular player level. Now that we had an MVP, we had to go out and find out, were we asking the right price? We went and interviewed 111 collegiate teams, telling them the services we would offer at the pricing we had determined. 109 of them said, absolutely. We would love to buy your services at the price point you've selected. So what is our price point? Our cost currently, $800 per camera that we pay for. $700 a month for our servers, where everything's done in the cloud, that end-to-end solution. They don't have to touch that supply chain. And $30 per match for the third-party personnel we have break down the data using our software that's now been patented. But are we profitable? Do our revenue streams make sense with that cost structure? Absolutely. Teams are paying $3,500 per team per year for our video breakdown and data analysis. That's annual recurring revenue under our SaaS B2B model. They're paying $1,500 per camera, and they're paying up to $10,000 in predictive analytics, also annual recurring revenue. We also thought we could do revenue stream with video exchange service, but we were wrong. Those teams all thought that should just be bundled into the video breakdown and data analysis. So be it. Looking, though, great validation on a canvas or interviews are wonderful, but are folks paying for our services? To date, $59,000 in collected annual recurring revenue for our data breakdown and video breakdown service, $20,000 in camera sales and installation to date, and $22,000 in our predictive analytics services, annual recurring revenue. Over $100,000 in collected revenues to date, with an additional $150,000 committed in pending contracts with the Pac-12 Athletic Conference, the Big Ten Athletic Conference, and other large national athletic conferences. The nation's leading volleyball conferences are the Big Ten and the Pac-12. The rest of the nation will now follow suit as they see the national powerhouse programs and conferences are using our services. Additionally, we have another $250,000 in pending revenues by the end of the summer in our sales pipeline. Now, volleyball, isn't it just a niche, a small sport? Well, when the women at the U.S. won the 2012 Olympic silver medal, that was the world's second largest watched event. 800 million people play the sport of volleyball a week, and multiple sources call volleyball a $1 billion market itself. For our services using our current pricing, it's approaching a $100 million annual recurring revenue opportunity with our predictive analytics and video breakdown. And if we pivot into other linear sports after nailing volleyball, into tennis, badminton, ping pong, even soccer, this is a $600 million annual sports analytics opportunity. There are lots of segments in volleyball. We validated with 107 collegiate teams, 19 high school and club teams, and 6 professional teams, and all of them are expressing interest in our services. Looking back at the canvas, these segments, indoor and sand volleyball, 19 of them are paying customers, 35 have verbally committed. We've learned lots of things as we validated, including that person-to-person relationships are huge for our traction. In our B2B sales space, direct channels are most important, and our own internal resources of volleyball expertise and our vast network of coaches, players, and teams have been critical for our traction to date. So where are we now? Looking at the business model canvas, VolleyMetrics knows who it is. We know who we are. We know who our customers are. We know how to be profitable. We know what channels to use and what key activities are going to continue to drive profitability. We look forward to the coming months when more customers in the sport of volleyball and other sports as we pivot will say what our current customers are saying. That when we use the services of VolleyMetrics for video breakdown and predictive analytics, it's game, set, and match. We are VolleyMetrics, Moneyball for volleyball.